like that. Say word.
Word.
See? So, if you don't know, I am Felicia Sherrill. I'm the Vice President for Word CE. Our President is also here, Selena Michelle Queen. And also one of our board members, he's Fontaine. He's here in the building. We want to get started because there's a wealth of information that we want to make sure that we get to folks. We want to give time. We've given time for folks to come. We know that traffic is sick on 46. So as they come in, they'll get the stuff. But we are recording for a reason, so that we can maybe show this at the house later. An ongoing workshop. It travels with the, see, the creative juices are flowing. So I want to introduce our panelists and get them up here. Amira. First, Amira Shabazz Bilal. And have a seat. Take your bow. I like to call her Mother. Mother. She is a poet. She is a curator. She is a photographer. She is, be careful. She better not fall. I don't want you to fall up. And I like to call her my mentor. I like to call her my mother. I like to call her my friend. The next person we will have Brother Jaquir Gillette. He is our open mic host every year for the Paterson Poetry Festival. He is a poet. He is an author. I'm gonna make sure. Yes. We're gonna make sure. If you need to move, let's move. Let me help you out. There you go. And he is a screenwriter. He is a producer. He is my friend. And last but not least, I like to call her Dr. HDL, Helena D. Lewis. She is everything and more. She's been rocking with us. This is our 8th year doing Paterson Poetry Festival. I know, right? That's why we'll be back. The second year that we are doing Paterson Poetry Month. And I'm just going to roll this so I don't get blind. There we go. Second year that we're doing Paterson Poetry Month, where we like to have programming all throughout the month of October. We are winding down. And winding down means that we have, like I said, the workshop today. And then we also have next week. This week, Saturday, we're having open mic and refreshments at the Paterson Museum. I still need this mic. He's trying out a new mic for the recording. He's trying out a new mic. So join us, Paterson Museum, this Saturday, open mic. But Helena D. Lewis, I want to make sure.
What time?
We will be there at 6 p.m. The doors open at 6 p.m. We want to start by 6:30. I'll be rushing in at 6:45 from Pennsylvania. I'm seeing my son tear up some football on the house field.
All right.
Oh, yes. I'm excited. But I wanted to say, I started to talk about Dr. Helena D. Lewis and her tenure with Paterson Poetry Festival for a reason. She's been here since year 1, doing whatever we call her and ask her to do.
Thank you.
You want to come and perform? You want to come and do a workshop? You want to come and be in the audience?
Thank you for
that. Come and
that.
host? You want to just come and be cute? She'll do it. She'll do it. She'll do it. One woman show. I've seen her one woman show. Amazing.
Yes.
So I will call her an actress. She probably won't call herself an actress. Would you call yourself an actress?
A theatrical scholar practitioner.
You see? You
Like
see?
that, okay.
You see? Only a poet would use creative words like that. And a doctor of social work. So that is a blessing. That is a blessing. So we have curated sets of questions for you all, and we'll dive in. But first, I would like for us to show some footage. Maybe we'll start with our sister Amira, so you can see what folks do for real, up close.
Filled with baby's breath. Tell me, where you started. Is this a human story? desensitized to those who hold guns, taught hate until it's hate you give that teaches worlds to bleed, tied to black boys shot in back, brown boys blown apart, colonizers' faces cheering, thinking, saying, well, maybe he just deserved that. Maybe he did. Tea tastes a little salty. I'ma get on my knees. I'ma thank God it was not me. My lips were sealed when little toy boys, soldiers marched our country lines wearing guns the size of their baby brothers. After warlords kidnapped us. Tell me, did you march? Did you march? My womb be massacred as each fertile egg I dropped be a threat to what was taken, murdered, marginalized, crucified, never set free. I had the hardest time understanding how Rwanda could tell between black skin tags who was me and who was you and who was they. Who to mama? Mama. Who to name an ethnic cleanse with skin like mine and blood the color of ethnic genocide? Did you march? Did you sit silent because the land wasn't yours? Did you spray lamb's blood? Did you spray lamb's blood over your door? Never ever will I tell the story of David and Goliath. Again, it didn't end well. It caused selective amnesia in Gaza where in all directions it's like human prison. Gatekeepers with short memories hold the gun. I mean the bomb. I mean the freedom. I mean to oppress. I mean the people. I mean the children. I mean the indigenous. I mean the unpromised. I mean the slingshot throwers, the slingshot holders, the rock throwers. I mean Jim Crow. I mean apartheid is all South to me. I mean, I learned a colonization. I learned colonization was history. I mean, history is always now. I mean, history will teach you how to march. Did you march? Who kills children? Who kills children while gamers watch and bet and melanated bloods whisper without regret? I me too. We, the dead, sip our colonized tea and scroll by asking, where's the march? Why are you marching? Why are you marching? Why are you shouting? Why are you starting? Why are you staring at a TV filled with propaganda? I remember this scene when the 60s rolled out of steam, when the emancipation tree was burned to the ground and the people had nowhere to go. Go south. And the little boy with two large shot-proof rubber boots who holds a slingshot with a rock, waving it high, high overhead. Do you hear the whiz of drones, drones over bombs, bombs over bullets, bullets in the skies? They kill children. Did you watch? They kill children. And the ground moves, gold letters melt back into cracks. They kill children, wombs bleed, a future hate. They kill children because if the children live, the march will go on.
Thank you. Powerful, powerful poetry from a powerful, powerful woman. May I ask you a question after we watch that? When did you first know you were writing?
Elementary school,
Yeah?
very early. I carried what we call black and white marble notebooks around, writing everything. And I wrote a story once, and I got called to the office. And Child Protective Services came in, and they asked me, was everything all right at home? And I'm trying to figure out, what are you talking about? Because the paper I handed in sounded so real that they thought that I was being abused at home. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I wrote the paper at the kitchen table looking at things around the kitchen. I remember one of the characters in the story, his name was Gallo. I got that off a wine bottle that was on the table. And then they analyzed my handwriting and they said, well, you don't write on the lines. Are you sure? I talked about this kid that had to was tortured and had to clean the house. It was like a Cinderella story.
Yeah.
So that experience let me know that I could narrate a story that people could believe. So that was early. I always wanted to be a writer after that. I was president of the communication arts in high school. I was the lead editor of the paper. I graduated, went to college. I studied communication arts, journalism. Got a degree in that, and I worked in that because I'm a covering Muslim. This is in the 70s. Ain't nobody hiring us.
Right.
So I used another part of my intelligence and became a systems analyst and did that. But my joy was always writing.
Wow.
And I'm now full cycle. Started with prepping kids and teaching kids and getting them published. So I published in my career with 400 students at this point, as writers and editors. And then with the poetry, I was teaching them, but I wasn't ever on stage. So I'm a writer, I want to write a novel, which never ended. But the poetry could end. So that's the end of that story.
Wow. And we'll get back to the poetry. I want to ask Dr. Lewis that same question. When did you first know you were a writer?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, I really didn't know I was a writer until much later. But I have been writing really since the 6th grade when I started keeping a journal. My English teacher, I think his name was Mr. Williams, we had a homework assignment and it was like, keep a journal for a week. I just kept writing. So now I have like documentation of my life from the 6th grade all the way up until now.
Oh, wow.
But when I think about writing and when did I can say I've actually became a writer, probably maybe when I wrote my first play, Just Me. I was like, I wrote a play! Oh, look at this shit! You know what I'm saying? I wrote it in 2 days! And then, you know, to just walk around and say, I wrote that. I felt like, you know, it's like giving birth to something that you will leave behind you. You know, long after my death, I want my words to speak with pride.
Yes, come on here. Yes, and to that end, we have some footage of Dr. Lewis, don't we?
All right, me in Nigeria.
Oh, this is you, and I wish, oh Lord knows I wish that I had the time to tell you all you need to know to grow but 2 decades and 4 years into the business of this art and still researching.
You better
And
go.
every time I think I got
I'm sorry. There we go. We're gonna pull it right on back and do it right.
so much more to this night, this poem, this venue, and I wish, oh Lord knows I wish I had the time to tell you all you need to know to grow but 2 decades and 4 years into the business of this art and still researching.
You better
And
go.
every time I think I got this figured out, something throws me for a loop. I guess that's the price you pay when you sell your soul, let your eggs get old, and dare to walk around with your ring on your finger. But that's my bed, and I don't mind sleeping it. I just wish being a performer came with an instruction manual how to save the world with your art. Subtitles, chapbooks, won't pay your rent. My brother was a crackhead. 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 I guess life got too hard for him, so he checked out. Refused the medicine he knew he needed, he chose to die. But now that I think about it, no one goes into God plus your number, so I guess it was time for him to check out. And all I can do is think about the heat that was him before the drugs, before the alcohol, with my cool older brothers, the one in the army who played the statue, took me to skate at Twin City, and I'm missing him. The heat that was him before the drugs, before the alcohol, he was the man I went to for help, not the addict who came home broken, begging for food, who took refuge in my mother's basement, who could not took him upstairs after he took all that he could carry. But he was still my brother. And as my youthful eye was from being happy to see him, to pretending I did not know him.
4 years went by before I saw him once, and I saw him twice afterwards before he died. But today, for some strange reason, I can't get him out my mind. I can standing next to me, making me remember I'm crying as I write these lines, but I've been at his funeral. And that was 3 years ago. I guess it's time for the pain to come out. I said, I guess it's time for the pain to come out. I said, I guess it's time for the pain to come out because I still don't understand. I still don't understand why drugs were more important to him than us. And even though he grew up to be a bum, and I refused to collect phone calls from prison, I was so proud of him. The first time he came out of detox and spent 30 days in the VA, I brought him the first new pair of sneakers he had in years, the same pair he wore when he relapsed 2 days later, the same pair he wore when he kicked out the back door, the same pair he wore when he climbed through the back window, the same pair he wore when he stole my cell phone, the same pair he wore when I was a kid. I did not know him like he wasn't kin. Huh?
Powerful. We can keep going all day on that one. And I want you to talk a little bit later about how you got all the way across the big river to Nigeria, okay? But first, Brother Jaquir, what I know about you is I thought in my little brain, wow, this poet is super, super dope. He does poetry. He's great. He's a great guy. And all of a sudden, I learned you were in film too. I said, what? So I want you to tell us when you first knew you were a writer, but also tell us about that transition. Or was there ever a transition from just I'm a writer or a poet or a storyteller to film? How did it begin and then how did it transition?
Great question. Well, first, I mean, I just like being in great company. These two amazing ladies here.
The march will go on. Where will you be?
Yeah. No, yeah, man.
I thought she was speaking. I listened.
Wait, I'm new. I love it. I love it.
But when it comes to writing, I didn't really think I was a writer, but I had a knack for storytelling.
Okay.
And it started for me honestly, when I was probably like in the 3rd grade. I was, well, for full disclosure, my first love was art. It was illustrations.
Oh, wow.
Drawing cartoons, drawing anything in nature, even people. So I used to just draw these like characters and then create story around the characters. And I started doing that when I was in 3rd grade. But I didn't really think anything of it. It was just something I just wanted to show my other classmates. And even our teacher would sometimes read them when I was actually creating. And then it would be probably some years later that when I was in high school, Miss Decker, my literature teacher, and it was with her that I actually wrote my first poem. And I was in class. It was a creative writing exercise. She was like, "You don't write. You can write a poem. You can do a short story, sure." So I did that, and she went around to see our progress, and then I said, "Well, this is what I wrote," and I recited to her, and she was like, "Okay, I want you to get up right now." And I'm thinking like, man, what do I do? I'm like, did I do something? She's like, "No, I want you to get up, and I want you to say what you just wrote in front of the class." And that was the start of it.
Wow.
And credit her for that. And it's funny because actually during that time, I found a love in the performing arts. So I didn't really think about doing poetry as something I wanted to continue to do, because I wanted to actually write and do films and do TV. Like I wanted to be an actor. So it was actually me pursuing acting, which then also related to doing poetry. And in my studies, I found that Thespis, where we get the term thespian from, was actually not only like the first actor, but in his time, the actors were called poets. So it was I guess it was just a marriage that was just it's about it.
And we got some footage of you that we'll show up later. I want to go back to Dr. HDL And as we transition to talk about opportunities, so places, things, opportunities, monetarily or other, that where you would say your writing brought you to. So we talked about Nigeria already. That's like amazing, right? Other opportunities you had, other things that you were able to, because of your writing, got you endorsed.
I think it's a combination of a couple of things. Personality, and Roscoe Orman taught me, he said, Helena, you have to do the work off stage so it doesn't look like you're doing work when you're on stage. So having your headshots ready, having a bio ready, having the good sense to know that the show isn't about you. You know, like if I'm hosting a show and I gotta get 20 people on, I can't do 20 of my own poems, you know? And when I started writing and I started slamming, that took me to the Fort Lauderdale Slam. That was because none of the poets from the New Eurekan couldn't go because it was the same day as the slam for the 1999 New Eurekan Grand Slam champion. So I went on down to Florida with my good attitude and my little chapbooks, you know, and then I met those poets, and now we're still friends. Like they will call me, somebody just contacted me, Finea just asked me to write the foreword for her book. I was like, girl, that's a lot of work, you know? And when I started realizing that a feature was more than a feature, it was like a mini play. Okay. And I needed transitions from poem to poem, and I started like doing characters, and I started telling stories about how the poem, or I was acting out something that happened, and then I would do the poem. Then Mark Newell from Arcos Entertainment approached me at the New Eurekan Poets Cafe and asked me to be in the first downtown Urban Art Theater Festival. And he's like, you have a play, I noticed you the last couple of months doing different things. So people are watching you even when you don't know that they're watching you. So if you're an asshole on Monday, you can remember that 3 months from now. We don't want her because she's going to be drama Beyonce.
That's right. That's true.
That's right. Mark took me, I was like, okay, I lied and said, I have a place called Just Me. I'll never forget, I took my best friend at the time, Skills. I said, come into the bathroom. And she's like, what? I said, I just got booked for a play. She said, well, you don't have one. I said, I know, I lied. I thought it was called Just Me. You know, like Just Jack from the Will and Grace. Yeah. So I literally went home and wrote that play in 2 days, and I did it by looking at Whoopi Goldberg, and anybody who did a one-person show, I was trying to go see it. Wow. And Steve Donaldson came to the show along with K.O. Krell from K.O. Krell, Entertainment, and they was like, we call everybody dog. They're like, dog, when you said you wrote a play, I just thought it was a long-ass feature. You wrote a play. Like you had music and sound cues and things of that nature. And I was like, why would I tell you that I wrote a play and it wasn't a play? Well, a lot of poets were saying, come to my play, and it was just them doing a long-ass feature. Arcos Entertainment then connected me to the Bowery Poetry Club, and Bob Holman liked the play so much, he wanted it to be up for a week, so he ran for like a week there. Then a year or two went by, then Reggie Kabika, like it's always, oh, you got a play, come here. So then Arcos Entertainment approached me again and said, Helena, we don't feel as though the play is doing what it should be doing. Do you have another play? And I was like, no, but I guess I could write one about my job. But by that time, what had occurred was I took acting classes. Okay. K.O. gave me a book about the playwright process. I read the book, I learned about arcs and things of that nature. So Call Me Crazy has an arc. You know, I'm trying to escape the crazy farm, whatever you want to call it. And I can't even tell you, I've just been all over the place with Call Me Crazy. I was the first underground artist to sell out to Schomburg. Nice. So when all these people come to you and you're like, my mama couldn't even get a ticket if she wanted to come. We was telling people there are no tickets, don't show up. you know,
They still can't.
and they were still out there, couldn't get in. And the same thing started happening at the New Rican Poets Cafe. Like, we'll do the show one day, and then they be like, oh, are you gonna do it again? I'm like, no, I'm tired. And then next thing you know, we booked it again, and then it was selling out like a month in advance. So that took me on a 13 run with the New Rican Poets Cafe. So I had the longest solo production at the New Rican Poets Cafe. But so many opportunities just by being who I am, being humble, and being willing to learn. And Nigeria came about, you know, hanging out at the Cry Out Cafe, and God said, you know, let's just go to Nigeria. Nigeria? I said, what the fuck going to Nigeria? You know, and he was like the International Poetry Festival, and then some poets wanted to go, and they didn't have passports. I said, how you gonna be a poet without passport? When you get the call, you can't even go because you don't have a passport. You know, so and then I'm still in contact with a lot of the poets I met in Nigeria. And then I got this social work vibe going on. Like, people just tell me that this, I'm like, tell me about that. And how does that make you feel? You know, so it just happens. You know, you go out, you do the workshops, you meet people. Even at the New Rican Poets Cafe, that's how I wrote the article for the Source magazine for HBO. Somebody from the Source was there and was like, hey, can you write for us? Shit, yeah. You know, and being and performing, because that bogus view always said, whether there's one person or 1,000 mofos, everybody gets the same show. Right. So whether, you know, our numbers are small today, but you know, I got look at Craig writing. You got your boy over here videotaping. I'm still giving you 1,000. You know, because you know this is meaningful, impactful work that we're doing, and we're literally changing lives.
Yes, ma'am.
The people say, "What's the great thing?" And I'm gonna end on this because I could go for days. They're like, "What's the best thing that ever happened to you?" And they're like, traveling, going on tour in California, doing this, doing that. I was like, no. I was at the New Rican Poets Cafe again, and this lady approached me, and she was holding up another person. Like, you know, and she was crying. I was like, oh, she gotta get in the bathroom? You know me. Y'all know me. I just be running for stuff. And I'm trying to pass out flyers because I want people to come to my show. And the lady said, this is my best friend. She wanted to meet you. She left her abusive boyfriend because of you. He used to beat her.
Oh my goodness.
And that moment still sticks with me. You know, I'm on stage, I'm cracking jokes, I'm doing me, I'm processing some of my own personal trauma, but yet I was so impactful in whatever it was that I was doing that somebody came to see me to tell me she left an abusive mate because of me.
Wow.
You know,
That's good.
That's good.
I heard right time, right place. I heard a good attitude, connections. You stayed ready. You ain't had to get ready because you was prepared. Acting classes, so you perfected your craft. And I think I got the title for my next poem, Passport Poets, just so you know. I don't know what it's going to be about, but thank you. Amira, would you please let us know, to that same kind of question, opportunities that came your way? You started where? And then your writing has brought you to where? How did you even get to publishing?
Well, the thing is, when you're sitting in a small area, not unlike where we are now, and you're voicing yourself, your story, with other like-minded, gifted people, and you sit there and you say, you know, Langston and those guys sat around in smoky basements. They didn't know they were going to be famous at the time, that they were sharing their ideas and writing and creating. And I tell poets all the time, this is what we're doing. We're not aware of how we're affecting people, just like in her story, until you get on that stage and somebody comes to you and tells you, I really, really connected with your words, it resonated with me, or you look out in the audience and there's somebody that you can just feel understands where you're coming from with that story. Just a little bit about when women speak. When women speak was one of those things that birthed out of that need for women to have safe spaces to challenge themselves, to practice themselves. When I say themselves, their voice, and sometimes even to find that voice. So I remember when I first started with the poetry and the adult reading, because I was from a child workshop reading poetry. It was mixed sex, like men and women, right? And I was trying to get acts to come, you know, and fill the house and be different than the other spoken word venues that were out there. And I remember that I had a friend that in college she did a one-woman play. It was about Jane Pittman. It was phenomenal. Like that was the best acting I had ever seen from a person that I knew personally. So I was just like, well, maybe I could get her to come and also share some, because I thought she had more work since college. Now, if you don't know, I'm 66, so college was a long time ago.
You look good.
Yeah, I'm 66. So when I contacted her, she had let life overcome her. 5 kids, maybe 2 or 3 marriages, just beaten from life and struggling to keep her head above. Her own children didn't know the talent that this woman possessed. So I said, well, why don't you can even do Jane Pittman. That's still relative. So she said, well, Mira, I don't perform in front of men. It's an Islamic thing.
Okay.
I said, no problem. For that night, it's a special show. No men allowed. All women vendors, all women on stage. Let's do this. When we opened that night, there wasn't a seat left in the place. People were having their cars towed because there was no parking. And I'm sitting there looking around going, maybe you got something here. And that was the birth of When Women Speak, which now we're over 200 members international, because we fed a need.
Yeah.
Women were comfortable amongst ourselves. We kind of shifted a little now, because now we're open, a little bit more open to men, but the group itself is just women, and thus When Women Speak. I don't even know if I answered the question.
You did. No, you did. Because I heard 2 things. Like-minded people, getting around like-minded people, and you fed a need.
And also the nourishing of and support of each other.
Yeah.
We got new people, we got people in intermediate space in terms of their work, and experienced people like the doctor here. All a part of this group. And when somebody is trying to see if they even have a space, we encourage them.
Yeah.
She and I traveled, Nigeria, Senegal, we even performed in Cuba. So this is what we're talking about. This is an international space for voices of women. And it's beautiful.
And before someone publishes, would you say that they need to know if they are feeling a need? Should everything we write be published?
Well, that's self-explanatory. Everything we write doesn't need to be out there. But most people have a story innately, and if your story is here, there's somebody out there that story is going to resonate with. So I would never tell somebody not to tell their story, but tell it in a way that you invite people in, and not shut it down. Tell it in a way that it can resonate and build somebody else up, and have somebody else connect to, especially if it's an issue that was hard for you to come through over or underneath. So in writing, that story is just like any other story, beginning, middle, and end, but it has to have some substance, that has some meaning, some soul that another person out there could also kind of connect with.
The way you tell it is important.
Well, there's a couple of things going on with the way you tell it, because now you have the way you tell it, and then you have the way you tell it.
Okay.
So a lot of poets speak their work, and when they sit down to write, they find that it's not necessarily the same thing, right? Right? And then there's some poems that read very well, but if I were to stand up here and present it, nobody would be interested, because those types of poems are very deep, and you need to have a minute to sit there and go over it and go back over it. So sometimes they're the same, but most often they're not. Poems that we perform or we speak need a little tweaking.
How would a writer know that?
You would know that because you are not just going to sit down in the room, close your closet, and write. We're going to encourage everybody who's going to put a book anywhere out into the environment that you have a team. Meaning, because everything I do is right. My grammar is perfect. You know, my sentence structure is perfect. You get a little leeway because it's poetry if you're doing free verse. But there are genres within the genre, and you gotta know what that is.
Yeah.
So you have a team. When you write, then you give it to this person to read, you give it to that person to read, you get the feedback, and they catch things. I remember once I wrote this piece about when the World Trade Center came down, right? Beautiful. Melody, everything, poetic. And I gave it to the group to read. And they're like, well, your character just had something to do with the World Trade Center and coming down. And you wrote that she got on a plane and left. There were no planes that day. But it read well. So when these are things that people can catch.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, how did I not see that? So I encourage you to, and One Woman Speak does that. If one of our members has a book or something they're publishing, you can sit as a group, hand the manuscript out, and cover it for them. Editing, proofreading, reading just as an audience to see if it makes sense. So I don't know what the question was.
No, you got it. Thank you.
You know, I just want to add, you know, when you see comedians on TV and stuff like that, right? Oh, they're so funny. They have workshopped that material. They will show up at comedian open mics and things of that nature. A lot of the poems that you see people perform very, very well, they have literally workshopped it. Like, I performed it this way, I did it this way, and this is what is working for me since I was speaking. But I think a lot of times, for people who engage in the art of spoken word, think that every crowd is going to react the same. You have to do your piece expecting that the laugh might not come, the oohs and the ahs might not be there. They might be dead silent because they're in awe of what you're saying, or you might be just that whack. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, you know, you don't want to go into it. And the same thing with the play. Like, you know, I wrote the play, somebody else read it, all this jazz. No one who does a solo production does it alone. I'm on stage because I got 10, 15 people behind me.
And you also have to be cognizant of what is it that you're trying to put in the book. Right? The first book, well, actually my second book, it was a collection of my work only, right? But it followed a chronological order. It started with In the Womb, Life, and ended with Death. That was Breathing Through Concrete, right? You have somebody read it to see if it even makes sense to them, because of course it makes sense to you.
Right.
You know, it's perfect, it's you. When you're talking about an anthology, which are collections of multiple people's work, which is what One Woman Speak does, I can't tell you how many poems I turned down. Because people don't understand that what you do in your locality, in your block, doesn't necessarily mean that it belongs in an anthology of the caliber of When Women Speak. In other words, I have people high in academia, I have people in the middle, I have people at the bottom. So it has to be something that meshes and mixes with that. A poem with just profanity, it's not going to work in When Women Speak anthology.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying that you can't use the word here and there, but it's just not that type of volume of collection of work. It's a spread of various backgrounds, various women, various stories, so you have to bring your work up to that level. So,
She's not telling how she threatens people though. Where's that part?
She's not being truthful.
She got a very
I think two people in this room experienced that.
I didn't get friends. I was happy to send my stuff.
I yell at you too, Felicia?
You ain't yell at me at all.
Good, because you followed the rules.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I follow instructions. Instructions.
You want to see it?
In just a minute, because I want to transition to something that Dr. Helena said that I think might be true for you, that I'd like to hear from you, Jacqueline, workshopping material for the stage. And so you as a filmmaker, you have a very unique perspective in a poet, a writer, filmmaker, actor. Do you workshop, how do you workshop things for film? Or do you?
That's actually a great question. Well, there are, like for example, I'm part of the Actor Studio of New York, in the capacity that I intern for them at this moment, while I'm pursuing membership, lifetime membership, and so that's actually what a studio space like that is for.
Okay.
For you to come and able to do work that you are, whether you're working on something that you created or something that you always wanted to work on. Like even right now, there are several actors that I know who, you know, they're working on Shakespeare pieces.
Okay.
You know, and they're just doing scenes and they're exploring the character. So that's something that what you do as an actor, you need a space like that. And when you don't have that kind of access
Right.
to a space like that,
You do.
then that's when you have to go to community in the sense of your fellow actors
Okay.
and try to form something where it's like, hey, listen, I want to workshop this scene. I want to, to see what it's, see what this character I'm exploring, or this story that I'm exploring. And that's something that I've had to do, just in my work, just with other actors and even reaching out to professors, like my old acting professors who taught me the craft. So just being able to reach out to them and just to explore, because it's all exploration, because I was doing the same thing, just even, I applied my theater skills and knowledge to my poetry.
Okay.
That's how, and I would go to, the New York Poets Cafe and, and this amazing woman here be hosting, and, I'm just signing up on open mic because I wanted to test that out, because that's what you do. You have to workshop your work, because like she was saying, everyone's going to take it different.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're writing, whether it's a short film or whether it's a full-length feature or if you're doing a play, you have to find ways and find community to be able to workshop your work with you and give you feedback.
I'm sorry, I heard you say use internships. If you don't have access, go to community, which is what both
Yes.
of you said. Reach out to mentors.
Yes, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, reach
That's
out.
good.
Yeah, and there's plenty of actors out there who they want to do work. Like there's, like for example, one of our great resources as actors that we have in New York is the Drama Workshop.
Okay.
It's on New York. It's on 39th? Yeah, 39th Street. That is where, if you go in there, mostly everyone in there is an actor. Because they're in there researching, doing plays, or they're doing readings, or they're meeting up with other actors. You can go to a place like that and just try to connect with people. And they can even, they're probably willing to help you. In fact, there's a group, it's called a lottery.
Mm.
And what they do is it's like a lottery of like randomness, like random actors, random pieces, and kind of like I say, if I'm not mistaken, I believe they pick you out of like a hat kind of thing, and y'all work on a piece, and then you present it
Wow.
at any of their lottery events.
Mm. That's dope. I also heard you say something. You didn't use this word. This might be a title for another poem. Thank you, brother. Cross-pollination is what I heard you say. You didn't say it, but that's what my brain said that you said, right? Because you said you use your acting skills, right? And for poetry. Wow.
Yes, especially when it comes to because a lot of people. One of the reasons why like what I was saying earlier, how the actors at Thespis time was considered poets, was because that was the case even up to Shakespeare. Like, they called the actors players, and Shakespeare himself was the poet. It never said playwright. Playwright wasn't a term at that time. And the form, especially with form of writers, like he did sonnets, which were poems that we come to know, but also his soliloquies, which were these monologues. They were poems themselves. So like Hamlet's great monologue, like to be or not to be, whether 'tis noble in the mind to suffer, the wings and arrows of outrageous fortune. That is all a monologue. And so it's pieces like that, and that's stuff that you can even work on to help with your performance. Because you got to fully understand language. You have to memorize this. How, whether you develop your own memorization techniques, everyone is different, but it's that, and it's doing script analysis even of your own work to know, okay, what did I really mean when I wrote this song?
Right. Script analysis of your own work.
Of your own work, yeah. Script analysis is something that it's key factors that tells you what is, and what was, and what can be, depending on your actions as an actor.
And I want to get into your background educationally, if you've taken any courses or anything in screenwriting. But do we have a clip from Chuck?
So do you?
We do. Who's that handsome devil?
All kinds of
Is that my nephew?
Wow.
That's your nephew.
We have the opportunity right now to make our lives in this community better. So what are you gonna do in the street tonight?
But I do what I do for my kids so nobody has to.
I'm talking about getting justice, equal justice, economic inclusion.
How? A law is a law. Can't change anything.
You really think Black Lives Matter blacks? Just maybe we can actually achieve those last unfulfilled chapters of civil rights.
Woo! Tell us about that trailer, and then tell us about your background as far as what have you studied, a training that you've had. Tell us first about that. What did you see?
Wow, that was my that was my first go as a writer and producer of a project that I fully did independently.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was looking at him, just like, wow. I can't believe that. I was like, oh,
We got enough to give him some tissues. He got a salty
yeah, that was, I'm like,
coming out of his own. Just a little salty
Yeah.
substance.
And I want to add that your teeth are beautiful. Like when I'm you got a what with the tops and the bottoms?
But I want to know how can you see that? It's a trailer.
the film is actually on YouTube now. It's on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, I sent it to you. Absolutely. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That project was. We were. The other gentleman in the scene, Keeper Rhodes, he actually had he had an idea for a subject. I was out in LA and I was with my cousin and we was having a conversation and he was like, "What are you scared of doing?" And I was like, "Well, playing Malcolm X. This is the most terrifying thing I would possibly ever do." He was like, "Why?" I said, "Well, because of who he was and what he means to us, and also Denzel did a phenomenal job.
Right.
Nigel Thatch did a phenomenal job. Like those two guys, I was like, I don't want to like." And he was like, maybe you should do the things that you're afraid to do.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
And I
Things you're
think
afraid to
that's
do.
for all three of y'all.
Yes.
All three of y'all genres. Do the things you are afraid to do.
Yeah.
Jacqueer Gillette. Wow.
He's not talking about his music stuff that he does.
Talk
So
to
I
us.
had to call Jacqueer for help because I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm in like a situation one.
Yeah. Which she has an amazing song that is out right now.
Who?
Yeah.
Who sang it? You sang with me, right?
Yeah.
No, I cannot
Yeah.
sing. But I have a love for house music, and I'm merging house music with spoken word.
Yes,
So
she
my
is.
my album, as they say, I was gonna say CD, I still say CD. My third CD is my album done it, and it's called How House Are You, and it's under the name of this poet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I just laid the last track yesterday. I was like, I've been doing this all summer. So yeah. But Jacqueer, I was like, Jacqueer, I don't know, what's abstract? Like, can you help me? Because so he had to coach me. So we.
Have you had formal training in anything that you do? Have you had fun?
Yes, as a performer, yeah, absolutely. I studied at my alma mater, Around College in New Jersey, which at the time, I don't know now, so please nobody don't, was the #1 liberal arts school in the East Coast.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
At the time that I was there, like I said, I don't know now. I don't want like King or anyone to be upset.
And you belong to, and you are a member of.
Oh, yes, I'm also, okay. Yeah, I'm getting there now, I'm getting there, yeah, it was, so yes, my alma mater, Rample College, that's where I did something that was called a contract major.
Okay, what's that?
Well, essentially, at my alma mater, you could do something that you can create your own major.
What?
Yeah, I went in as a theater major, and then my other aunt, she called me up and she asked me, so, I told her, literally cursed me out, dragged me out and was just, what are you doing? You're gonna be beep, 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 poor, and then she, I'm just like, oh my God. And she calmed down, she said, listen, I'm not telling you what you need to do. She said, but just sit and just ask yourself, what do you want to do in life? And I did, I dug deep down, and I'm glad her cursing me out actually worked. Because I realized that, I didn't just want to be an actor. I wanted to write, I wanted to produce, and I wanted to do it on all these different verticals. And so being a theater major wasn't just going to cut it. I mean, like, it's beneficial, but I was like, I needed more, so I needed to do mass media communications. And so instead of just double majoring, when I found out I could do a contract major, I said, oh wait, so I can take theater studies, I could take cinema studies, I could take mass media communication and digital filmmaking all into one. And that's what I did. That's why I formally learned how to perform, formally learned how to write for the stage, and write for the screen. So I took script writing and writing a screenplay, and also producing for film and TV.
Yeah.
It was a class that was part of my formal academic studies.
And so your degree is in officially what?
Contemporary arts.
And it's a
Bachelor's.
BA.
Yeah, it's a BA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I picked up 2 minors as well, because it's also what I wanted to do. I studied anthropology,
Okay.
because I learned about, people's history, people's cultures, and also that would help with my writing.
I was about to say,
Learning how to
did
do
that help with
research.
your writing?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, awesome. I never knew that. See, I'm learning some new stuff
Yeah.
about you, bro. I'm
What's
gonna ask
the
you.
other minor?
Okay.
Oh, the other minor was in Africana Studies.
Okay.
Study of
What's this?
Ramble College.
Nice.
Yeah,
I know. Plug for Ramble.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna take questions.
Oh, yes. Also, well, real quick, and I'm
sorry.
also a member of the Professional Arts Fraternity, Gamma Psi Phi.
Okay, that's a fraternity. I
Yes.
don't know. It's so many fraternities out there. Awesome. That's awesome. Before we take questions from the audience, I want to ask, and if we can go in any order, the 3 of you to answer this last question. And that's one actionable step for someone who wants to go into film or go into publishing or be on stage, write for the stage. They don't have to maybe be an actor or an actress whenever they want to write for the stage, and that is called a playwright, correct?
Correct.
So, one actionable step they could do like tomorrow.
Start working on your mental health.
Good.
This business is brutal.
Yes.
People love tearing you down. And a lot of people that I know, we write from an autobiographic point of view. So you write about you and then you tease it out to a larger narrative. And with everything that is going on with the political, being black in America, trying to survive with these groceries, there's a lot of trauma in the air, and a lot of people are just not mentally well. So you're going to be putting yourself out on stage and putting yourself out on poems, and people are going to want to come up and talk to you because they're going through stuff.
Yeah.
And they want to process. And how are you processing and you still caught up in your feelings?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, get your mental health right.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Either one of you. One actionable step today, somebody who want to publish. One actionable step today, somebody who want to go into films. Either one.
Begin. begin, be authentic, and stay away from AI until that you get it right.
Mm-hmm.
No AI.
Yeah, facts.
You use AI as a tool, but not as the generator of your writing.
Yes.
It's useful.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
AI as a tool. Start somewhere. I heard you say start somewhere. That's good, my brother. My brother.
Yeah.
Tomorrow they wake up and I want to go into films. I should do. Jaquir said I should do.
Well, I hope that when they woke up, it was because they were dreaming.
Mm.
And they were dreaming about doing film.
Mm.
Okay.
Because, yeah, because especially to what Doc was saying, how treacherous the business is, especially in film and film and TV, it's even, it's even more so. I would say if you want to go at it as the aspect of writing, you know, like being a screenwriter, start with a short, whether it be a short film or whether it be just any short content. Here's the thing about shorts. They can be anything from 1 minute to, I think it's anything that's under 40 minutes is considered a short film.
Okay.
Yeah, anything that's 40 and above is a full-length feature.
I didn't know that. 1 minute to 40 minutes is considered short. Okay.
Yep.
They gotta start somewhere too.
Yeah, because if you could write, because with long form content, it's easier because you can do what are called montages if you want to go back in time and stuff like that. But to write shorts, it really, because you are confined to time. So it really help you creatively. Because you have to really hit the mark of a beginning, a middle, and end. You know, what's the inciting incident? You know, and then what is the arc of this character or these characters? You know, like what are their hero's journey if they are heroes? You know, because you're gonna be doing anti-heroes. So it starts there. I should do it this way since y'all facing me. Yeah, so it takes literally that inciting incident. Like you gotta hit it fast. And what's the conflict? What's the resolution? It's got to be choo.
Questions?
Yeah, well, I want to first say thank you for being here, and you know, we had thought that we would be fully open to the public already, and I have to let you know that you are literally right now manifesting my dream for this space. So thank you so much for all of the things that you have done, what you're doing, and what you will do. And I want to say thank you too for viewing this space as your space. I'm really looking forward to what you're going to do here. And one of the things that, and I know it's not a question, I'm getting there. One of the things that I hope will happen is what's happening here, that we'll have a record that Jaquir Gillette came through, that Amira Shabazz Bilal came through the house, and Dr. Helena D. Lewis was in the house, Craig Bratton was in the house, Felicia Sherrell, Eves, Mary Fonton, and these people, you know, as one of you said earlier, Langston and the people that they were hanging out with, they were just hanging out, and that's what we're doing, we're just hanging out.
That's another fun time.
And what I hope to do, you know, is be like Dr. Du Bois was, just create the space and curate so that everybody can do their thing and we can just keep building off of each other. And so my question for each of you is, what do you want to make here at the Lighthouse?
I already spoke to you since I came into this beautiful space. It spoke to me. I wanted to writing workshops. I wanted to develop other women. I want to have them have a space where they can feel comfortable, where we can go from just wanting to be to being. And that's what I see here in this space. Thank you.
Thank you.
What we doing is in order.
Yes.
He likes to let the ladies.
Yeah, I don't know. Ladies speak. in this space, I will. Well, besides probably filming a nice scene in the back
Yeah.
there.
I
where
know
that-
that. I know
Yeah,
that chair.
yeah. I'm looking. I'm like, ooh, I got a story.
Nah.
Yeah.
I said, we don't make them like that no more.
Don't.
Right.
Not just. I mean, besides taking a nap, it was like I was like, wait, that shit's a good location to film something over here.
I knew it.
Yeah, so other than that, I'm actually looking to release my second book of poems, and I would love to do a workshop here with it because it's aptly entitled Freedom Letters. And I want it to be a workshop around writing freedom letters.
Nice. 2 workshops.
Yes, there we go.
I don't know.
She was waiting to say that.
We should have, yes, we got barbecue and front lawn house music party. I see that coming on. I also, just gonna, it's not necessarily anything to do with writing, but I would love to maybe come here and do some grief and loss workshops.
That's why I was exactly what I was thinking.
Grief and loss.
People can share the pain, what's going on inside of them.
And then, you know, and using that to fuel what they might be writing and things, but getting down and not like I don't want to do like, you know, a
From
clinical
woman to
session,
woman.
but you know, like a support group or something.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. And you know, it's something about the fact that it's a house versus an office, right? Because for those who are not always in tune with their feelings or possibly just learning how to get in tune with their feelings, where you let those things out is important. Some of us can let them out anyway. I go in the shop right and be like, God darn it, I ain't feeling it today. I'm good with that, right? Other people need a special space to get all that stuff out. So a house might feel better than an office or shop, right? You know, so that's good.
Social workers unite over here.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yes. I'm in the field, so I understand. Other questions from anyone before we let our panelists have the last words, or anything that resonated with
Can we
you?
watch this film though?
We got another film to watch. We can. We sure can. Let's do it.
Let's know what you think about your question.
Oh, I know him. That's my friend.
Having spoken with the Paterson Museum is an idea whose time has come. This poetry mines the depths of our reality and offers possible solutions to the issues we all face. You know, Marshall McLuhan said the spoken word was the first technology in man to grasp his environment in a new way. I hope this project and performance shows exactly that.
And Defiance and Desperation came out.
That was out back in 2021. You know, right before we actually did that, I was like sick. I had like a stomach virus. Yeah, I was so thank God. I was like, please God, I got this performance coming up. Please let me get over it. Let me get over it. And I did. Like literally just like a few days before that, I was good. But I was like, man, I felt so like dried out. But it was something that I just had to do because it was in honor of the book release. And literally, my guy Mario, I just said, listen, man, we just want to record this, so, you know, for the book. And then he did, and then he did this whole thing, and it ended up. He was like, I think we got like a film.
Wow.
And I was like, really?
So
And
wait,
so
it wasn't supposed to be.
it actually was not supposed to be a film. Yeah. It was like, oh, this is a film, and
This is not a film. Another title for another.
This is
film.
not a film.
I don't know what it's talking
Yeah.
about. She got 6 names over here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be writing for the next year.
Yeah, that's how that happened. And then we went on the festival circuit. We got into the Garden State Film Festival. Was that 2022, I think? Or 23?
It also played in the
Hamilton Arts Festival. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, what year was that?
Something just started as an idea, started as a seed,
Yeah, and it birthed into that.
Yeah.
And it was, yeah, it was cool. I was shocked when it got into the festival. I was like, really? Because it's like a performance art documentary kind of film. I didn't think that a festival would I just do it out there. I was just like, yeah, since we got a film, I might as well let's see what we can do with it.
Ladies, have you had like a caterpillar to butterfly experience in some of your stuff? It started out as this, and then it ended up being holy smokes. Have you ever had that?
Every day. Something happens like that every day. I think whenever I keep it on eye. I remember the first time I performed at an open mic, and I was so nervous. The paper was shaking so hard.
I can't ever no, I don't know what you're saying when it comes to you. No.
And now, and I really quoting Rob Hilton. Rob taught me, he said, Ari, you always be prepared to do one poem. Wow. And that has really lasted me so long. But my butterfly moment is the fact that I'm still here.
Yes, ma'am.
There's a lot of people I started off with, they're not performing, life got to them, they're up there or down there, however they landed,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm still relevant, I'm still writing, I got this little poetry, they keep calling me auntie, I just accepted it, I can't get rid of them, I love them to death, I was raising them, and then as you work, you evolve, you meet people, I've been lucky, I met some really, really effed up people, who have stole money from me, who have done some terrible things. You think the contract is something else. We really need to have a workshop on contracts and negotiations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And to be able to now, I'm not where I would like to be. I always say I'm almost famous because, for many people, when they see us, we're the closest they're ever going to get to a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? And I've had security detail in North Carolina and people stalking me and all these other things. I'm like, I can't believe I'm still doing this. But to sit here and be able to say, hey, this is what happened to me, but from a point of, and I want it to be better for you. Like when I see something like me at X, I'm like, you better work.
Yes,
You better do it for everybody. Do it for everybody. And when they say I am my ancestors' wildest dreams,
that's you.
I want, the poets that are coming up now, I kicked the door down. There was a time when I was a male basher, I was the only female performer. It'd be 4 guys, I'm the one, we all getting paid the same, but I had to perform for an hour because they was like, I'm just going to do 8 minutes, I don't care. They used to call me the closer. I was that good. I am still that good.
You are still that good.
So, to be here and to keep doing this and to try to make it better for someone else. Because I keep talking about this, the average lifespan of an adult in this our world is about 79, 80. I feel like I'm on a countdown. You know what I'm saying? Black don't crack, I'm looking good. I'm going to be 57 in December.
Wow. Yes, sir.
Trying to be like a mirror, all looking on like it's the bug. Like it's hard. So to still be able to do what I do and still have a love for it.
Yes.
Like I'm crafting my Amira, curse me out without profanity on the airplane to Nigeria.
Curse me out without profanity.
Because we was at Dodge. At Dodge, all these people have books. I have no books. I was like, I'm gonna get a t-shirt. I'm selling these t-shirts. Everybody need a t-shirt around here. And I go to the bookstore and Patrice from the Source of Knowledge is like, what are you doing? I said, what do you mean what I'm doing? She said, people, I don't know what you're saying, but they're coming in here in droves looking for your book. And they say she's wearing a shirt that says this poet. And I was like, well, did you sell a t-shirt? So I want to play with a mirror. We got like 12 hours to kill. And she went, you need a book. She was like, maybe you should call it This Poet.
So we got it? This is what you doing?
Listen, I've been working hard. I was trying to get it together before I go to Africa with America. She'll kidnap you, right? But expected no later than 2026, and I would love to host a book release here.
Yes.
to Butterfly, you start in the basement, like Langston and those people in Newark, New Jersey, maybe 15, 20 people in your audience, to an international all-women's poetry conglomerate with 2 anthologies of over 60 women in each, with illustrations that I did myself. Myself. That's my moment.
That's your moment.
These books will be here long after I'm gone.
Yes. Yeah. That's awesome. Awesome. Yes, sir.
Just real, cause of that, cause I. Can you hear me that thing right there?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Can you hear me that? Cause a lot of this, well, for me, college was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. And it was there that I got a chance to dream and find out who I wanted to be. And I had the ideas then when I was writing poetry about, writing a book, but then also to what Doc was saying earlier about music, I was like, instead of doing an audio book, why not make it into a digital album? And when I did that, I was like, okay, but I want to roll this thing out. And so the film, like I said, just happened, but then I ended up having this like trifecta to where I have not only the book, but the album and the film. And due to technology, we have the QR codes. So I carry something like this with me, not only just to like, hey, well, you have access to it, all 3. And but also to remind myself, like, this was the dream.
Oh, this is.
This started as a dream. Yeah, in college. I'll never forget it. Being literally sitting at my desk in Maple Hall. I was at the dorm, and the idea, it came to me there, and I was like, I want to do that. And that was years ago. And then, like I said in the beginning, an idea whose time has come. So it didn't happen for me right then and there, but it did happen in its time. The dream trying to leave me.
You're not done dreaming.
I'm not done.
It's now I need the next sheet. That's what it's saying.
One of the things that Jacquard just said that I want to bring out with the anthology, Whisper, Shout, it's like I try to do things that are innovative. So with that anthology, it's probably the only anthology that's interactive. So you can literally put your camera on one of the QR codes and see the poet performing the poem that's in the book. And I love that.
And she threatened me for that.
Technology.
I think it's amazing how she's up here like, yeah. You got people like, oh, a member said, we got.
She's really a bully on the bully.
That's what she says. You're not bullying me today, Amira.
Listen, you bully people into their greatness, and that's all right.
And that's all right.
And I think it's, if I may, less than bullying, but more like standing in the griot, matriarchal space and having people say, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And it's easy, but there are leaders, but only by agreement from the followers. Nobody gets to be a leader without the followers agreeing. And
What
so,
you want for the other people, their greatness. That's what it is for me.
Yes,
I want
ma'am.
it for you.
And I think when people know that, they can say yes, ma'am.
I don't know anyone. If a member says something, they're gonna do it. Like there's like, there's no questions asked.
Craig, is that true?
Yes.
You have to say yes, auntie.
Yeah. I was like, I need you to perform. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Didn't even ask no questions. How long was this?
Not even.
Nope, none of that. People who you trust, that you know have your best interests at heart, and want to see you win, it is a
Yes,
no-brainer.
that part.
It's a no-brainer. I don't have to question your motives. I don't have to question anything. Anything. Right? Okay, sure. Yeah, okay, cool. And that's what it is. So that's like the 2-year-old, right? With the mom. Mom say come over here, mom say stop, mom say until they learn defiance. Because they learn them babies learn defiance. But at first, of course, because mommy said so. I'm going, right? I'm not gonna touch the socket. Then they learn defiance.
She's getting around my son, he put the whole Susan in.
We thank God Brother Agate is still here. Brother Agate is still among us. Thank you, Lord.
But I also think that part of Amira's greatness is she's like this all the time with anyone. And I've been around long enough to see, there was this giant group piece called, there are evil poets amongst us, right? So I've seen the evil poets. You know what I'm saying? So to see someone that is truly sincere.
You laughing too hard, Craig.
Because I want to hear the vote, nigga. I want to see the sound. I'm like, maybe we need to reemerge this whole.
Oh, a group piece.
Evil Poet was so, it ended up being like a 20-person group piece at one point in time. It all started off with, Kato started it off and everybody wrote a piece to it because it was very cutthroat back in the day. It was like, why are you on HBO and I didn't get on HBO? Why are they paying you $2,000 for a show and all I got is $50? That's why, you learn you can't have conversations with certain people because they haven't seen the full picture.
Yes,
A mirror has a full picture view. You know, how many people, hey, let's go and do a writing workshop in synagogue. Okay. Don't gotta worry about nothing. She coordinates everything. You just go and be. You know, it's rare. It's so rare. You know. So I thank you. Even though I be scared of you sometimes.
I love it. I love it. I
So
love it.
that was one of the things, I'm sorry,
It's okay.
that I just texted you off and I said, we are doing international When Women Speak writers retreats. Now we got a domestic place that we could do, because everybody can't travel. This is perfect for that kind of thing. A writer's retreat where you develop your craft right here.
Yeah.
I text that to you.
During the day, the park is open. It's great. It's beautiful out here. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Eves, you had something? You want to have the last?
I'm gonna try. I would like to say to Amira, I just want to say, I have a question that has 2 parts for you, but the first part doesn't sound like a question. I just want to say poetry and spirituality. I want you to say something about that. And the second part, how do you handle that poetry life with what you believe?
With, last part with what?
Poetry life and your belief.
Well, that's a great question. I don't separate myself.
Yeah.
What you see is what I am all the time. Quite clearly, I'm Muslim. So quite clearly, the space that I'm coming from is a faith-based space. So my poetry is mostly about what I've lived. So you're going to hear a lot of trauma with children. You're going to hear a lot of trauma with women. You're going to hear a lot of power and emotion based upon current events dealing with religion, dealing with humanity. Because although I am Muslim, I'm human first. So this is where everything comes together in that pot, talking about the human experience, which is spiritual, which most of this work comes to me in the translucent hours of the night, when everybody's quiet, and I believe the angels are amongst us, but birds are not even chirping before they chirp. So this is where the work comes from. It's always from the heart. It's always from something that I've experienced that day or the day before that caught me, and it caught me in the heart. So I'm just who I am. I'm human, I'm Muslim, I'm woman, I'm black.
Thank you. My brother Jacques, I'm gonna move to you. I would like to say that as a young immigrant from Haiti, as a father, I just want to take this moment because life is too short. I don't know what to express to you how proud I am about you as a young man, as a black man, especially growing up in a town that people have bad conception about it. For you to fight through all those negative things from Paterson to be who you are today, and you not even get where you want to be yet. I don't know what to say about that. And I have to say also I'm very jealous about you because in my house I think your number one fan is in my house. Because I'm trying, expose them to those things like everybody can see. I always take my kids with me wherever I go. And then I was talking to my daughter, Isabel, about different performance because I asked them questions after we hang out. And then you are the only poet that he has a little bit for Queen when Queen start her poem like I know that's stuck.
Yeah.
But like whatever we talk about poetry is Jacques, the way you handle the mic, the way you perform on stage, this is amazing. And I explain you this because for me when I hear you talking, I hope you can be like a young man that keep inspire other black men or anybody to become where they were really want to be in life. And just to get to this question, is there anybody ever walked to you at this stage in your life to say that I'm being inspired by you?
Um, uh, you know,
I didn't mean to
yeah,
make a
yeah, that was, man.
but I have to be.
Cause you never know, really, will your work, how it affects people. And, actually, it happened at, the Day Mansion.
The youth day.
Yeah, the youth day.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, brother Jorge, he was looking for me, and he's like, the guy, the astronaut. Bill. Yeah, the astronaut. Yeah. And I was just like, because Isabel was like, hey, he's looking for you. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm thinking like, okay, let me see what this kid is, all right. And when I seen him, I was like, wait, I kind of do know this kid. And I did a poetry workshop at his school when he was in elementary school, too. And he came to me and just said, I just wanted to thank you for this inspiring me, because the day that you did your workshop, and I've just been writing ever since.
And he's in high school.
He's in high school now.
This is good.
He's her student. I mean, this.
And at the
circle-
same
He
time,
talked to
he
me
was talking to
today about
Jaquir.
this.
We were, myself and Isabel were already talking to one another about making Jorge our next, like Isabel, our next youth
yes.
ambassador. Because he was already, we heard his poetry that day.
Yes.
So he literally, Isabel saying, we need to find Jorge. And I'm like, where he at? He talking to Jaquir. Like, all of it was happening at the same time. All of it was happening at the same time. And Isabel said, he's so great. Like, I think, he could, basically, like, I could mentor him and show him what I'm doing as a youth ambassador, and he could do it. And then Jaquir comes up with the tissue. You know what he just said to me? So all of it was happening at the same time. That's what I'm
supposed to know.
From the first time I seen you, I see in you a real woman, a rebel. I don't know if you understand this very well.
No, I'm not understanding. Say it again.
When I see you as a woman, as a poet, I see you as a free bird who refused to be in the cage. A woman who will never accept any prescription for any group from the society. A woman who open your own path. A woman who carry your happiness, who secure your own happiness. And it's not easy. I don't want to say it's impossible. It's not easy for somebody to get into your happiness to mess it up. Unfortunately, the society always think like we have this thing like man is stronger than woman. But I think we need to stop saying that, because when I see you, I think so many people around you should start saying that I want to be strong like this woman. I feel like you have your own world you are living, while you don't leave anybody behind. You were born this way, or poetry helped you get this freedom as a woman? Or I'm lying to my conception about you, because you are not my friend, we don't talk like this is my lecture.
I was not born this way. I am the youngest of 6 children from parents who were born in the segregated South. My father is 97. So I am an observer of life because I was taught to be quiet. So my first observation was the family. And through the life circumstances and things of such not, I was like, you know what? I deserve to be happy. I've always was told, why you laughing? Why you talk so fast? Why you dress like this? Why your hair like this? And now I'm at a point like, fuck everybody. I had radical self-acceptance. And I couldn't live that way. Radical self-acceptance, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because I always find a joke out of something bad. I don't know if that's a trauma response, but I find the funny in all things. Like even when my mother died, my family left me at the funeral home. I was like, how did they just not realize I'm not in the car? And Butter called me, he's a poet, the rock judge, called me crazy. And he was like, I'm coming to see you. I said, take your time, I'm walking home. And he was like, where are you walking home from? I said, my family fucking left me at the funeral home. And he said, baby, I'm so sorry this is happening to you. And I said, Butter, it's okay. This is going to be a good fucking play. And I'm going to use this to teach other people, to help them on their journey. So I feel like I'm living this life to help others live a better life.
That's it.
That's good. That's good.
Thank you so much.
That's good. That's good. I'm going to turn this over to Queen for final words.
Do you have a question?
Oh, well, I just, not so much a question, but I do remember you, fond doctors, from the Dodge Poetry Festival.
Oh.
Yes, and, yes, you were very powerful, and, maybe sometimes that feels scary, but your words land.
Are you a poet?
I am a poet.
Join the room and speak.
Right.
It's a free organization on Facebook. Just join the group.
Thank you for the invitation. But I do remember you, and I remember your t-shirt. I remember, yes, the good dogs and not yet. And I was like, okay, it's coming. So I'll see you at the tables, and holding your book in my hand in 2026.
Right.
put it out there. And I thank you for your hat that says Paterson. And I think we need more of them. You know, words have power to reclaim and restore honor and dignity.
Yes,
And I feel
definitely.
like it's time for places like Paterson and Newark and Irvington.
Jersey
East
City, all the way
Orange,
down.
everywhere. And I feel that happening through the heartbeat of poetry. And I thank you all, and I thank you, Mr. Bradley, for being here. I've discovered all of this through the spoken word and through being a witness. And I thank you for sharing the microphone with me. And oftentimes, I've been offered the mic before a black woman, and I understand where I stand in that, in my privilege. And so, in doing that, it is not taken lightly, and it is taken with deep gratitude. But I look forward to all of it. But I thank you for having the courage to keep speaking and to keep getting on the mic, even in our 50s.
Yes, you do. Ooh, and give me that jacket.
And the boots.
Yeah.
I am really excited that you all are here. I've already said that, and I want to, I'm being opposite the camera. And I just wanted to say that, golly, you just make my dreams come true, and I just am really happy to, I'm happy. I'm so happy. This month, during Paterson Poetry Month, I had several occasions to weep, and just sitting back and watching this all happen. And like you all said, that there are things that ignited you, some experience that you had that made you want to do X, Y, and Z. And for me, it was being a little kid watching Shakespeare on PBS, and I somehow figured out that there was a such thing as the Ashland Poetry Festival in Portland, Oregon, and I didn't get to go there until I was an adult, and I took my students to the Ashland Poetry Festival, which is some 80, 85 years old now, but it started with as a one-day event, and now it is 10 months long. And I encourage you to go there to Ashland, Oregon, to witness what I'm trying to build here. And that is, people are coming from all over the world, shopping in Ashland, watching plays in Ashland. They're doing Shakespeare, they're doing contemporary plays. And in my vision, people are coming, they're already doing it, coming here to our Passaic County shopping here, coming here because it is Paterson Poetry Month or Passaic County Poetry Month, whatever it grows into over these years that are happening. And you are on the founding floor of when it is happening. We are 9 years old in the fall, next fall, with the Paterson Poetry Festival and Paterson Poetry Month. And we are, they got 80-some years on us, and that's okay because we understand what we're doing. So I encourage us to go together to Ashland to see what this vision is like.
That's the next trip.
And I have, and I want to thank you for letting me be so bold to say I want to have a festival. And it's going to be multiple days. I want to have a poetry month. I think we should open a cultural center, right? And I want us to, do the legislation and, all of the things. And you all are already doing it, but I say be bold and ask the questions that seem impossible. And this might be the last time this month, because this weekend we're going to be having a party, and we'll have a speech, but we're gonna be focused on celebrating. So this might be the last time this month that I get to say that Felicia did an amazing job.
Yes.
Planning. She has been a fantastic VP.
Yeah.
And you all know that I'm writing dissertation, so she's like, okay, I'm gonna do whatever Queen did before, and she just mastered all of the things that was for the planning of this month, and I just got to approve or not approve, but she has been incredible and a wonderful mistress of ceremony, a wonderful planner, a wonderful all the things, and so I thank you. In this space, you did a fantastic job.
Yes.
And this, I had nothing to do with. This is totally 100% her vision. I just set up the room. So thank you to Felicia, and thank you to Eve and all of the people who had anything to do with the things that we're doing. And with that, I say, Ashe.
This is yours.
Not the outfit already.
She seen it in her head, so
Yeah, she was like,
Wait, he works than me with all the titles.